Mom, I have poop.
We are mildly crushing it. We're two exhausted moms try to make sense of this wild ride called raising neurodivergent kids.
We're not doctors and we're not therapists, and you probably shouldn't take our advice. We cuss like sailors and drink like pirates.
Just think of us as your inappropriately funny and brutally honest support group.
So grab a drink and lower your expectations.
Because the truth is, we need this, and we're going to keep doing this whether you're here or not.
We just hope you join us. Hi, everybody. I'm Sadie.
And I'm Morgan.
And welcome to another episode of Mildly Crushing It.
What are we drinking today?
Oh, I'm so excited about this. Okay, so today there's this company, I'm going to butcher it, Mod Burup. We're just going to say that. We're going to try to tag them somehow in this episode so you guys can see, but it's a woman-owned and veteran-owned company. So I'm really excited. They're glitter bombs to go, cotton candy glitter bombs to go into your champagne. So ready?
It literally looks like cotton candy. So we just drop it in?
Drop it in. Ta-da!
Oh my God, I love that. Does it add flavor too?
Yeah, they're strawberry.
Oh,
I know. So
cheers.
Cheers to probably peeing glitter later, but I'm here for it. I don't know where it's coming from, but
now I'm going to look every time I go pee.
Cheers. Yes. Oh yeah, these are adorable.
Ooh.
These are cute.
We are definitely getting more of these.
I know. My daughter got these for me, you guys, for my stocking stuffer for Christmas.
Okay, so today we are talking about the weight of being the default parent. So we will get into it, but shall we first do Mom Guilt Bingo?
Get your bingo cards out because it's time for Mom Guilt Bingo.
Yay!
Yes. Okay, so Mom Guilt Bingo. My Mom Guilt Bingo lately is I've been gone a lot, or I'm about to be gone a lot, and that makes me feel guilty. I told my husband, I've got one thing I can do this weekend, and I'm able to cancel it, but I shouldn't cancel it because I've been doing so much. I just went on a mom's retreat for 3 nights.
We are brave together.
We are brave, blah, 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 blah. We are brave together. I flew to Palm Springs, and I met one of my girlfriends who I haven't seen in well over a year probably, and we did a spa day. It was ridiculous. But anyways, I was gone there, and then this weekend I have 2 engagements, and then next weekend I'm taking my oldest daughter to go tour her college that she's going to. So I'm just like gone, and I'm feeling really guilty. Ellie was like, oh, mommy home. And I was like, oh no, I'm about to leave her again and again, and it's gonna be sad. So
yeah,
that's my guilt right now. I'm taking care of myself, but I feel really guilty piecing out on my kids. So.
Right. My Mom Guilt Bingo. Ugh. I'm always talking about my antidepressants.
That is life, and we need to talk about it.
I know. So I let one of them, the dose, get too high, and I was just feeling really flat. And I read that it not only will flatten all of the negative stuff, but also will flatten joy. And anyway, I definitely was there. So I lowered that one, but I'm still just all kinds of fucked up because I haven't readjusted. So we just had a break from school for a week, and I had just zero motivation. And it wasn't like I was depressed, but I was just paralyzed with executive dysfunction. And I couldn't get myself to take the kids to go and do anything because I couldn't handle the chaos and the fighting and all the very normal day-to-day things that, we experience. I just couldn't even handle it. So we just sat and did nothing, and too much screen time. So
That happens.
So I need to stop fucking with my medication. I'm ready to get to a neutral.
Like we said, sometimes it's just all about surviving is winning.
Right.
And that's okay.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I barely was surviving though. So
yeah.
Anyway, to start this episode real quick, I just want to acknowledge the partners out there. We each have partners in this life who are very present, very active. They take on as much of the load as possible. And we appreciate that very much. And we know that there's a lot of partners out there that do the same. There's also a lot of parents out there doing this on their own. So we just want to real quickly acknowledge those partners exist. They're wonderful. We appreciate them. But this episode is about
being the default parent,
and that soul experience in and of itself. And also, none of this is to say that we don't love our kids. I hate that we even have to preface any episode with that.
But we have to.
If for no other reason than one day our kids might see this and we need them to know.
It's not about lack of love at all. It's just about really actually feeling your emotions that you're going through. And this world has such big fucking emotions that we live in that they're worth noting. You can't just shove that shit under the rug. Like, this is real. We're feeling very real things that are really big that a lot of people have the luxury of not being able to feel. So I think it is really important to talk about it.
Right. And yeah, it's about trying to do a job that's so important to us, and we want to do it so well that it weighs that heavily on us. And that is a reflection of the love we have for our kids. So we just want to make sure we throw that out there too, that if you relate to this, just make sure you know it's not about a lack of love. And we know that. We see you. So
Okay, I'll start with this.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to just start off with this. I don't have the luxury of a breakdown. Not because I'm strong, but because if I fall apart, everything falls apart. And I think a lot of us live like this. You know, I can't get sick. I can't. I'm always like, I'm fine. It's fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. And my husband's like, say that one more time, Sadie, and then maybe I'll believe you. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's this like internal monologue that we all want to pretend doesn't exist because we just keep carrying on as if we're fine.
Yeah.
And that's like
till we break.
Right. And it's like, when is that breaking point gonna happen? It's not an if, it's a when. More of the internal monologue. I can't get sick. I can't spiral. I can't afford to be depressed. I don't have time to process this. And I feel all of those so hard right now. I mean, I literally just had a conversation with my husband recently. Like, we don't have time to process how hard this is for us because our kids need us to show up right now better than we are.
It's like, when do you even have time to process anything ever? There's just
like
more shit piling on constantly.
Yeah.
How do you?
Like, when going to therapy and working through your issues is a luxury you don't even have because you're needed right now in this life. That to me that's a really, really heavy reality for me right now. I can't afford to be depressed. That is why I weigh so heavily on antidepressants.
That's true. And my husband, I mean, Morgan and I have been very open about our mental health, and I feel like being in this world, my mental health has gotten way worse and just heavier. The not processing, the constant fight or flight. I don't know what it is. And like we said before, I have a really beautiful life. My husband works full time, so I can stay home and support our daughter and her needs. And we have a really good dynamic. I rely very heavily on antidepressants right now. I think mental health is such a big deal, and I can't afford to not get the help that's out there because who the fuck is going to run things?
Well, we can't afford to not use the tools that are out there because we don't have time to access the help that's out there. And we have to go straight to the toolbox.
Right. I just had another doctor's appointment actually, and we switched my antidepressants or not switched, we upped them and upped the like additional one. And then he was like, have you seen a psychiatrist? I think that might be good. And I was like, oh man. And my husband, I told him that, and he was just like, are you okay? He just instantly panicked. And I was like, I just need someone to help me find that magical medical balance to like, I can't afford to go down and be depressed. And how is this going to run if I am if I am out, and I've went through periods like that.
Mm-hmm.
My daughter and husband were like, "Are you okay? Are you sick?" And I was like, "I'm not sick. I'm just like fucking tired and shut down and don't know what else to do."
Well, and when the people around us tend to take it personally to no fault of theirs, that's a human reaction when the safe person is crumbling.
They're all like, "What the fuck?"
Right. And then we have the guilt because we aren't holding ourselves together enough. And so then they're internalizing the way we're feeling, when in reality it has nothing to do with them.
Oh my God.
You know what I mean?
I don't mean to laugh. I just have to share this freaking story. It's a big story. It's a really big deal. We went camping when Ellie was little for the first time ever. And we had like our big, huge tent, and our friends were sitting down at the picnic table, and I was standing so I could see the door, and we were right on the lake. And thank God nothing happened. But we had the neighbors come over and be like, "Hey, are you missing a little redhead girl?" And I was like, "A redhead girl?" I was like, "My kid's hair is not that red." And then I was like, "Oh fuck, it's gotta be our kid." But how, like, no one saw her get out of the front of the tent, like that door didn't open. I was literally standing and fucking watching. There was a back door. Elliot got out. She was about 2.5. Was trying to get into someone else's trailer. Thank God she didn't go into the water or something happened. Anyways, I fucking lost it. We ended up zip tying her into the tent that night, both the doors, when she was asleep. But I lost it so hard. I was a fucking wreck. I thought we were going to drive home. I was like shaking. I was hysterically bawling. Blake came and swooped up Ellie, and I just immediately went straight to my friend's boat that was docked. And I was literally like, I was fucking hyperventilating, freaking out. And I'll never forget, my friend's husband came up and brought me a shot and was just like, "Take a deep breath. You're a great mom," and talked me down. And then Blake was like, "Oh, Ellie broke mommy." And I was like,
Ellie broke mommy.
Ellie definitely broke mommy. And that, but talking about how other people don't, like, they just think it's them. And I was like, it wasn't Ellie that broke mommy. It was me and my, I don't know.
Like your inability to process.
I wasn't like, she got out and I'm upset with her. It was like, I can't believe I didn't pay attention that there was a back fucking door to the tent. That was all my fault. Something horrible could have fucking happened, but I'll just never forget. Ellie, you broke mommy.
Oh.
And I was just like, like just fucking dying. But
yeah.
in that moment, I just, like, my husband would just, there was no judgment. And I was the one watching her. He was gone at first, but there was no judgment from him. There was no judgment from any of our friends. Everyone saw me like break in that moment. And it was that big. I still forever love my friend's husband for him, like, coming up and talking to me, and just like, it was a big thing. But
well, that kind of goes into like the way our body keeps score and the way that it sits physically. And like, I know for us in our household, winter is heavy. Like it is the dark season in more ways than one. And about this time of year, I start really feeling the weight of
winter blues,
trying to, like, just constantly wade through the sludge and, with, my kids on my back.
I was going to say, not just your sludge. You're not just sludging through. You're carrying the entire, your family on your back, like you just said. And I think that's really important to note, that you're not just trudging through the sledge by yourself. Like, you have everyone else on your fucking back. And that is goddamn crippling.
Right. Yeah, I definitely have been feeling that lately. And that was kind of my big wake up with my, realizing I was on the wrong dosage of my medication. I was like, I shouldn't be okay right now. Like, why am I not feeling this more, So anyway, I definitely am feeling the physical weight of it, where I just feel like my chest is tight all the time, my neck, the upper back.
You're probably not even breathing deep right now. It's all in your little chest, and everything is so, if you can't get your breath down into your stomach.
Well, and when you realize too, like your shoulders have never dropped in a while.
But I always say that. I always wear my shoulders as earrings, you know,
Yeah.
because I'm always just like,
Yeah.
it's that
Well,
constant fight or flight mode that you're in, and your whole body is just
Right.
there's such a physical aspect in stress that I don't think a lot of people notice. And it's like the stress is going to kill you. Well, like literally, your body is so fucked up from stress. Like I know mine, I carry a lot of it in my jaw.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes I'm like so fucking sore, I barely can chew food. And I'm like, God, it's because I didn't realize I've had my jaw clenched all fucking day.
Well, this is like kind of I don't know, funny is not the right word, but I don't know.
That's what I said about my funny story with Ellie almost fucking dying at the lake.
But I remember being a young adult and like if one more professional tells me it's just stress, I'm gonna scream because
stress is fucking huge.
Honestly, what did I even have to be stressed about at that point?
But still,
it's all very valid and real. Don't get me wrong, but like, you know,
it's valid when you're in it and to yourself. It's all feels valid. Your feelings are valid.
Yep.
But you're right.
I was like,
I used to be like stressed out in high school.
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah. But then as I worked through my career as a hairstylist, I was behind the chair solidly for 10 years and then continued for another 5 more part-time. But the amount of times I knew that what my client was going through was stress, and it was, the symptoms were crazy. And in my head, I'm like, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it.
Are you stressed out?
It feels so invalidating, but honestly, like
stress is a big deal.
It is, and it will shorten your lifespan, and you will lose your hair.
I lose so much fucking hair from stress,
and my skin goes crazy.
Yeah.
And it's wild what stress does to the body, and then to think that we kind of just live in this constant fight or flight of, is the tent door locked? Is the house door locked? Are the knives put away? What about the Sharpies?
By the way, you guys can get Sharpie out of most things.
Oh my gosh.
With putting a dry erase marker over the top of the Sharpie once it's set in, and dry erase and then scrub that off, and it should be able to remove a lot of it. So
it worked. My sweet little daughter decided to draw on my marble coasters with a Sharpie.
And we got it out today. She got it out.
Yeah. That was wild. But anyway, so one thing I'm doing a lot lately is I'm snapping at small noises.
Same. I can't even think if there's another small thing going on, and I'm like, shh.
Yes.
Which is not good.
Yeah. Another one on here is crying over nothing because the nervous system is shot.
I just read that.
And to be really honest, I told Sadie this morning, I cried last night for the first time in a while, and it felt so good.
I bet.
And I hate what I was crying over, but I was like, I needed it, But at the same time, to get into, we said there's no reframing, but it's so easy to step into that kind of like guilt and shame cycle when we're crying over nothing.
Yep.
But
100%.
But if you can step into that mindset where you need this, and this is a release that you're allowing your body to have right now.
Sometimes you need it.
And really reframe that cry over nothing as, a really needed expression of emotion. Sometimes it can be it can be that that step back to neutral.
Yep.
And that's what talking about.
So just to some backstory, we said today we weren't going to reframe anything because sometimes it's okay to not be able to reframe your situation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay to just say, what the fuck? Fuck this. There's no reframing. This shit sucks.
My little over-medicated ass has been over here like, yeah, but look at how we should reframe this.
Which I seriously love. And well, it's true though. If you don't have that reframe, your life's going to be really hard, and it's going to just be much harder and a much darker place.
Right.
You have to hold hope in this.
Right.
No matter what.
Yeah.
But I feel like sometimes I just want to vent to people and then have them just be like, you know what? Good job. I just want people to be like, you know what? That sucks.
Right.
That just really sucks. And I love you and I'm here for you.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the most helpful thing.
Yep. And sometimes you just need to try to get to the neutral, which is really important. I feel like living in the neutral is where I don't think we're ever going to be. I think it's really rare in life that a special needs parent is ever going to be fully at the top, 100% recharged. I think that's going to be a very rare situation. Yeah. So I feel like it's really important that we all learn to get to neutral to survive life. So whatever we need to do to get there. And physically, I don't know how to get it out of my body. I so strongly live with the stress in my body. I don't know how to get out of that.
Well, I think that like the phrase survival mode is thrown out there a lot in this life.
Yeah.
And I think it hits a little bit more like deep and raw for special needs parenting. And this is even coming from someone who's, you know, we're more on the quote unquote high functioning end of things. And I can still feel that it hits deeper and more raw. And what I was thinking about last night when I was going over all this and like thinking about what we were going to talk about, just, you know, we're here because we need this outlet. We're trying to make the best of this life that we have.
Yep.
And that's not only for the sake of our children, but it's for the sake of us.
Yep.
But damn it, how exhausting is it to constantly try to make the best of this life when you're in survival mode or like one notch lower?
It's exhausting.
When survival mode is our neutral, when that's our baseline, and we still wake up almost every freaking day,
put your 2 feet on
ready
the ground.
to make the best of it, no matter what shitstorm is coming your way,
because we're the ones responsible for it.
We are the ones that catch all the pieces. We're the ones that put the pieces back together
in a world where they're always fucking scattered.
Right. Right.
Like, how often do you wake up and it's not? I mean, like, like we've said before, our kids, we're not medically complex, you know, so it's not, but still we're dressing our kids every day. Am I going to wake up to shit smeared somewhere? I actually just heard the term poopapalooza and it made me laugh. And I was like, that's what I'm just going to call it all the time now. Poopapalooza. Like, we deal with shit and in the morning.
And look at that person, look at that person. Like
reframing that shit.
Reframing that literal shit.
She said poopapalooza, and then another mom.
The best of that situation.
Like, then another mom was like, pukapalooza's in my house. And I was just like, oh, the things that special needs moms just are throwing around.
Can we take a sec? I'm actually, when you just said that, I was like, ooh, I'm thankful it's not puke.
Same. Fucking.
There's a reframe.
Blake can handle the puke more than poop. It's like one of our kids puke, he deals with it for the most part, and then I go in and finish it up. But poop, I'm the poop cleaning master. I can handle all the poopapalooza, but it's getting gross now that my kid's 7, you know?
Yes.
It's like adult size poop.
Yes. Yeah. Well, part of, you know, we're going into like the fight or flight and the way it looks for special needs parenting, and it's that constant like hypervigilance, because
constant hypervigilance.
I mean, it's literal life and death all day long. And, you know, I've talked about how we're more on the, like we've said, the pastel end of the spectrum. We're not even technically on the spectrum, but, you know, the special needs spectrum, we're like in the pastels, not in the, you know, earth tones. It's
my favorite thing we've ever said.
Yeah. So like our life threatening is minimal compared to a lot of people. But for us, it's like, you know, the well-being of the home that we work so hard to, you know, I don't know, just keep in I don't know what I'm trying to say. It's our home.
And it's your safe space. So it's really hard when the household is dysregulated and disruptive, because that's your safe space from the world.
But like also what I'm talking about is like the Sharpies on a wall. Regular paint doesn't cover Sharpie on the wall.
Yeah.
And you know, the dents in the door.
I've put
the hole through the wall, the furniture that's just endlessly fucked up. Like this couch we were given,
so many rugs.
This couch we're on right now was actually given to us. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, cool. At least we didn't spend a lot of money on it when our kids fuck it up.
Yep.
And it's like it's not just normal kid
stuff,
fuckery.
Yep. I don't know how many times I remember, like, we were trying to get her cubby bed through insurance, and they came and viewed the house. They do like a scan and make sure you're doing all you can to keep your kids safe before like insurance will cover the bed and whatnot. And I just remember taking her up to the room, and I was like, I just want to show you. My daughter like freaks out so horribly that she didn't know how to call for us until she was really worked up. This was before we put like the doorbell in her room to notify us. And she would just throw toys in the wall. And I can't tell you how many nicks and dings and chunks were out of her fucking walls. No matter how many times I patched them.
Yeah.
How many $100 of rugs we've thrown away because essentially she will shit everywhere and piss everywhere. Like, just, you're right. Like, it wreaks havoc on your home. And, you know, we're living with our shit all out in the garage. And
so how lucky are we that most of it's not life-threatening, but it is still this just dagger to our nervous system. Yes.
It's a disrupt.
And like, I can't let my daughter have scissors.
She's a haircutting queen, everybody.
And, you know, all of our knives live in our garage. And I can't even tell you how many times my husband and I both put our knives back on our magnetic knife holder on our wall.
Fuck.
And in the back of my mind, it's like, okay, I'm just putting it there till I finish unloading the dishwasher, and then I'm going to put it straight in the garage. And I literally just pause, and I stand there and I look at that fucking super convenient magnetic knife holder that's empty. And I'm like, what I wouldn't give right now
to put your fucking knives
to leave that fucking knife right there, you know? And it's like that sort of like constant dagger to, I don't want to be dramatic and say it's a dagger to the heart, because like I said, it's not life-threatening.
But it is to us.
It's a dagger to our system.
It is to you and your world.
Our operating system and our kind of sanity, and that baseline neutral, it has to be, we have to lower our baseline.
It's the little conveniences
to meet where our daughter needs our baseline to be.
Yep. And that's really fucking hard.
It's really fucking hard.
It's sad.
And we do it. We want to do it because we love our children and we want our daughter to be safe.
Well, if you're a shitty parent, you're not going to do it. But it's true. It takes a really strong, like it takes a lot to pull yourself out. Like there's been so many times where I'm like, I don't want to do this. I'm fucking tired. And then I don't do it. And that's fine. But like to permanently not do it takes a lot of energy to just get up and do the things day after day when you're fucking tired and you don't want to. Yeah. But you like can't not do it.
This kind of goes into one thing I really wanted to say. I talked about the dark moments that we want to pretend don't exist and like those dark thoughts. The feeling of envy instead of compassion. And that hits me really hard because we've talked about how amazing our friends are. And so many of them are living a more neurotypical parenting lifestyle, but that still comes with struggles.
Yep. Just different struggles. And we have those struggles, but also like 28 million more struggles on top.
Right. And it's like what I wouldn't give
to have that.
Right. And I've been dealing with that a lot lately with, like we can't really travel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just the state of our kids right now. It's the state of my husband and I, and, you know, being at this phase after winter or like going through winter. it's just like no one is good right now. Like we can't go into another environment where our kids will be dysregulated. There's no safe space. Nothing is like normal and routine. And, you know, and then it's essentially up to the default parent to regulate that scene.
So you're on vacation, but it's not a vacation because everyone needs to be fucking regulated.
Right. And it's like in a good phase, I'm more than willing to do that because I want to have those experiences with our family.
Yeah.
But right now, I can't do that.
Yep.
I don't have it in me. And so we just don't go.
Yep.
And I'm looking at so many people. I mean, I've talked a little bit about, you know, David and I had this hobby together of going snowboarding.
Yep.
And I'm watching so many people go to the snow with their kids, their young kids, and their young kids are learning to ski and snowboard.
Mm-hmm.
And what I wouldn't give to
we're
be
not
doing
there.
that with my kids right now. And I can't. And it's absolutely breaking my heart right now.
It's like even my husband, I just got mad at him yesterday. And I bless his heart. And he just like did not think about it. But we are going on vacation in April, and we can go somewhere where we can drive, and we have to make sure we rent like the correct Airbnb because that's where we'll stay the whole time, make sure it's safe for Ellie, blah, blah, blah. It takes a fucking lot to travel, you know?
Yeah.
And he was like, we should just add a couple extra days on and we can go to Tahoe and hike and do things. And I was like, do we live in the same fucking world? Because like, where do you think we can just take your kid hiking? She goes in a stroller and we can go to the mall.
Right.
Like, what do you, I mean, like, what the fuck? Like, I got mad at him this morning because I tried to get her out of the car for school and Elliot can't handle the water. She loves to swim. She loves baths. As for the rain, I do a lot of grocery delivery. She can't go out in the rain or be touched. It's a really big deal. So it was raining this morning and we had went out last night and Blake had used the umbrella and I was like, so I get the umbrella is what I usually do. I open the car door and I like brace it between the car door and the roof and then I pull her out and like carry us to safety.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
She's fucking like 60 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm like 130, you know, she's fucking huge. And I was like, where's a fucking umbrella? I can't get her out of the car for school.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh no.
I know it was not my funniest moment. I was like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cuss at you. But like, where's the fucking umbrella? I leave it under her seat. And he was like, it's in the trunk. And I'm like, okay, that's not where it goes. But it threw off my routine.
Right,
and like, the fuck that, how hard is it that I can't get my kid out of the car when it rains? And last night when I got her out of the car and he was like, Jesus, now I see why you like literally don't like to leave the house in the rain. And I'm like, yeah, and we live somewhere where it's damp a lot.
Right.
And our life is so impacted by the fucking rain.
Well, isn't that crazy that like when you were telling the story, honestly, I thought you were going to say that like the umbrella wasn't in the car.
Oh no, it was in the car, just not in the correct place.
Not in the correct place. But then I was like, oh my God, I totally get that. And it's because we are just grasping at straws, just in survival mode so much that the slightest disruption to our regular routine makes it so we are not able to hold the container for their meltdowns and their dysregulation.
I easily should have just looked in the trunk. Like I know my husband, he probably had no idea where that umbrella even fucking came from. I should have known he just threw it in the trunk.
Yeah.
But I just like opened the car door like I'm used to every day at school. I'm getting rained on and I'm like, where the fuck's the umbrella?
Yeah.
I keep a spare umbrella, so we use that. But I was like, where's the umbrella?
Well, and
like a psychopath over a fucking umbrella. I lost my shit over.
But it's not a psychopath.
Like,
that's the thing. Is like when you are at a baseline neutral constantly, and that's the goal, is to stay at neutral, you don't have the emotional bandwidth to dip below that.
To look for the fucking
Where like
umbrella.
a lot of people who have the luxury of, you know, finding, I don't know, self-care in a way that can lift them above that baseline, they have that emotional bandwidth to be able to look for the umbrella. And while it's annoying, they're able to withstand whatever comes their way. Like we don't have that. I've gotten into slamming doors lately and I hate it. I hate this about myself. But the emotional release I get when I hear that slam, but then I'm constantly hit with the guilt of what is that doing to my children? And my entire household, the walls shake in this house when the doors slam.
I think that it's really important in our world, because we're never in the regulated state, to remember that we fuck up and it's not okay. You know, I'm not trying to like justify or make anyone feel fucking bad for how they respond. Also, it's about the repair.
Yeah.
And I think that's just something we always have to remember. And it's really big in this world, is that it's about the repair. So I lose my shit on my son or something. And then I'm like, man, it's not okay that I acted like that.
Totally.
The repair. So you can slam all your doors, but there's got to be a repair there at some point, because I firmly believe we're not ever going to get out of this fight or flight mode.
Right.
So there's probably going to be another 600 slam doors in your future. And that's okay. If that's how we're surviving, it is.
Right.
We have to survive sometimes. As long as you're also making the repair and we're aware and like, I know that I didn't act correctly and I'm so sorry. I don't know. I feel like as long as
agree.
As long as we're not just like, oh, sorry.
Right.
As long as there's meaning and your kid is seeing it and understanding like, hey, I know it's not okay. I keep doing this and I see what I'm doing, but I'm really struggling. There has to be that communication piece and the repair. I've really learned lately that it's about the repair, which I never really was aware of before.
I totally agree. It just is like, at the point at which I'm slamming a door, I'm so low already.
Right. You're like, okay, I can't be this low. Like, what the fuck do I do?
We do this. We made up a song years ago for each of our kids. It's really similar. We just shifted words, and Harvey helped me make it up for Ada. And then we, my husband and I made, shifted words for his, and it's really sweet and cute. And last night, like I said, I cried for the first time in months. It felt great to have that release, but I was at such a low moment. I was like gritting my teeth. I finally got to a point where I slammed the door. And then it came time to like go back to my children and put them to bed and sing the song. And what I should have done was like, I'm so sorry I slammed that door. I'm having a hard time. And yet all I could do was try not to cry through this song. And so I agree, but what happens when we don't have the emotional capacity
to
make that repair? And what that looked like for me last night, my daughter said, Mom, is your voice breaking?
Oh, fine.
And then my son said, Mom, I'm sorry you're feeling sad tonight. And like, I'm especially my son, like, he's this empathetic, beautiful little human, but I hate that he feels like he has to say those things and be fine so that I can be better.
But I feel like we're in a different world. And while you may feel like it's not okay, like we live in a different world. And it's a lot heavier. It has to be it has to be normalized. It's not okay, but like we are sad. This life that we're all walking is really fucking hard, and it's not normal per se. And so I just feel like we want to be all strong and like not let our kids see this, but like this is hard and it's really not normal. It's not normal. So as much as we want to normalize this, it's not normal.
Right.
And it's hard. So like you may feel like it's not okay for them to see it because they're so young, but like they're smart and they're intuitive. And you're right, Harvey. I love you and thank you for saying that. Like I am sad. Life is hard sometimes.
I know.
Like we have to get to where it's not normalized. I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but like,
well,
I just feel like this life is hard. And so for us to constantly have to hide and say that fantastic is just like fucking hard and bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense.
Well,
but I get it. The boys are little, so it's hard, but
they're fucking little.
And they don't need to know this.
I told you he struggled at school yesterday and he had all these things he was bringing up. But then he said, my life is harder than everyone else's. I wake up to someone screaming at me. And I debated even bringing this up today because I want to always be hypervigilant of Ada's feelings. And I don't ever want her to feel like the burden.
100%.
And also, I want to
100%.
validate my other child's feelings about this life. And
it's just our life.
He's not wrong. I mean, just this morning, thank God I moved him to the front seat, which, judge me if you want. I mean, he's a massive 8-year-old. It is legal in California. Also, he's massive. Like,
I'm not judging.
Him being in the front seat, I was able to put my hand on his leg and I said, don't look back. Don't engage. Take deep breaths. Because there was nothing we could do to make it better, to rationalize, to make it go away, to make it stop. Literally nothing. And I was able to, in that moment, connect with him in a way that he didn't feel alone in it.
See? And that I feel like is really huge and really important.
Yeah, I guess.
It is. That's huge.
Yeah,
this life is hard, but we're not going to sit and complain about it nonstop. It's our life and it's fucking beautiful and it's our life. And you can't go through life and be like, my life sucks.
Right.
We don't want to do that ever. Yeah, your life is hard and your life looks different than other people, but it doesn't suck.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to figure out how to find this balance of, like, how do you find the balance of joyful living in a world that is really heavy? So I think a lot of acknowledgement comes with that and open communication. What you did, hey, I see this and I feel this and I'm right here with you, buddy. That probably just like blew his whole mind and made his day much better. Like, oh, I'm not the only one that sees this.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm not alone.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Makes me feel a little bit better about last night.
I mean, we're all human.
Yeah.
We all have our fucking moments and this is hard.
Right.
We have to try to find a balance of how to make it not super. I don't know. It's always going to be really hard. We just have to find the joys in it and the lightness in it whenever we can, wherever those windows are. And we have to live a lot with repair.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm trying to tell myself. I'm aware, and that's a really big step. And you can repair without being genuine, but we just have to learn how to repair with genuine love. And I think that's a really big deal.
Yeah. I mean, like, I was just reading here, like, we're the emotional shock absorber constantly. And
it's so
that
much.
goes back to what I was saying about, like, you know, how our biggest hope most days is to live at a neutral, you know, and then you're constantly just smacked upside the face. Your nervous system is just smacked constantly with stuff. And I mean, yeah, sometimes repair is the best we can do.
Yep. And as long as it's genuine.
Yeah.
And everyone's worlds and lives looks different. So this may not look like most of his friends, but it does look like other people's lives out there.
Yeah.
They just are kids and don't have that community yet. And hopefully they'll find a community when they're older.
Yeah.
And that just is what it is. But
one thing I wanted to touch on, you know, trying to kind of close this out a little bit, on our little thing that we're looking at, there's something that says like micro support.
Oh, yeah.
But like that didn't really register for us.
Yep.
Like, why do you think that is?
I feel like some people don't have lifelines and support, honestly.
Yeah.
And so like we have, you know, my husband is fucking phenomenal. So I have him for support, but also he's drowning in other ways.
Well,
and then we have like our friends, But like everyone's like, oh, you guys can just get out and do this and do that. And it's like, but we can't because we don't have help. My mom helps sometimes when she can, but there's a lot of people out there without that support. And so I feel like, how easy is it to say, oh, go drop your kid off with a respite worker? Well, we still don't have a fucking respite worker.
Yeah.
So I feel like, I don't know, the micro.
Well, it's funny because I can't really explain why, but I read that too, and I had the same reaction of like,
Yeah,
you know,
it was just kind of yucky.
Yeah,
I didn't like it.
But then one of the lines with that is letting someone see you tired instead of composed, and that brought me to an experience I've had with multiple people since entering the elementary school lifestyle. Where I see someone and I text them after drop off and I just say, hey, are you okay? And every time they're like, oh my God, I thought I was holding myself together. And I'm just one of those really annoying people that can usually see through people if I know you even just a little bit. And I'm definitely not the only one in that, but I will always check in if I notice that. And I've had people do the same for me, and maybe that's the micro support.
True.
And
true. Maybe I'm thinking of it too big scale.
Maybe. And like, I want to normalize showing up tired and dysregulated and barely surviving and not feeling like I have to compose myself.
I was going to say, maybe we'd feel better.
Because I ran into another person I know.
Right.
Like in my head, I'm thinking about school drop off, and there's just so many moms, and like, especially at this school. And I hope everyone feels this way, where there's just amazing moms that I'm constantly, crossing paths with quite literally and saying, good morning and hi, how are you? And like, and it's like, why do I feel like I have to smile and say good morning and
hi,
right,
good morning, everything is fucking great, good morning. I wasn't just car crying
when I was just screamed at all morning for no logical reason, and I'm also trying to support my other child while also looking in the rearview mirror.
You're just like
at my daughter. And like, we've talked about how I'm pretty good at disassociating. And I had this experience this morning where I looked back and I was like, oh my God, she's struggling so much right now inside of herself. And I disassociate so that I'm able to stay regulated to support her.
Or else you can't.
But when I get that glimpse of how much she is struggling and how much she doesn't want to feel this way, I mean, that hits, that's a dagger.
I can't imagine what that feels like to see.
So then I go to school, and I mean, talk about toxic positivity. I was kind of laughing as I was walking by my daughter because she walked in school after all of that. She's like, hi, how's it going? Good morning. I'm just like,
she's just like, and now I'm at school.
I'm just like, what the fuck
Time
is
to
happening?
Mask. Hello.
Right. And meanwhile, I was never taught how to mask to that degree, at least. And so I'm just like, why do I feel the need to hold it together? And maybe that's kind of like what this needs to be kind of about, is like normalizing the hood over your head. And
I remember telling my girlfriend when I was really in a really bad place for a while, and I literally had like a mental breakdown, basically. And I told one of my girlfriends, and I was just like, I'm so sorry. I was so out of it tonight when we had dinner. I like literally am having just a horrible time, and like I can barely put one foot in front of the other. And she literally was like, are you serious? Because I did not get that vibe from you. And in my head, I was fucking like, I could barely not cry, I was like in that space. And she was just like, man, for someone saying that they like are losing their shit, I can't believe it.
So, okay, question. In your head, was that a success?
In my head, it was a success.
How
because I was
fucked up is that? And I mean that because I've been there. That's why I asked that. And I mean that also because
I was like,
every
great,
time,
everyone thinks I'm fine.
right. And
Hell
every
yeah.
time I go to check in with someone feeling like I'm, like maybe this is what this person needs right now because I can see through their mask, every time they comment on being a failure at holding it together in that space. Why is that a failure to not hold it together? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's actually kind of fucked up.
It is super fucked up. And why do we do that?
Because I was
as
like
moms
drowning.
when-
That's when Blake was like actually worried about me. It was before I got on. I was fine. Like I need to go get on antidepressants. I was drowning.
Yeah.
And it was like one of my very best friends was just like, I didn't notice you were drowning that bad. For someone who's drowning that bad, you're doing fantastic. And I was like, cool.
Right.
I am winning at life.
Right. Why do we do that to each other
I
as
know.
moms? I mean, and this isn't even special needs moms. This is everyone. Like every parent. Why do we feel the need to always hold it together when we could so easily?
Yeah, I could have cried to
Look
her
at
for
each
20
other.
hours probably and just
And-
let it rip.
I could so easily look at someone walking in the opposite direction down the path at school drop-off and give them a look of like, I see you, and let that be it.
Yep. And
But instead, I see them holding it together and I feel the need to check in because what if no one else noticed?
because people don't notice or people are too uncomfortable to say anything.
Right. Right.
I don't fucking know.
I don't know either. Anyway,
It's all just all sorts of fucked up.
I was feeling all inspired.
Oh, wait. Let's do weird wins first.
Hashtag weird win.
Yay!
Because I do have a weird win.
Do you? I don't, but go
Yes.
ahead.
Last night, my son turned 9. And
Happy birthday, Mom.
I know. Happy birthday to my sunshine. He really wants to be on our show soon.
I know. Oh my
I was like,
gosh.
we'll get it figured out during summertime.
Oh yeah.
Anyways, Ellie makes it to a meal if it's breakfast usually, or if we're out at Mexican food at the restaurant she likes. She makes it through restaurants decently. We can pretty decently get through a meal, like when we're on vacation and traveling, but it really just depends. And we always have an escape route. Okay, so if she can't handle this one's gonna take her home, this one will stay with the kids. Always have that plan. Usually always take 2 rigs.
Yeah.
Anyways, we went to teppanyaki last night. It's like a benihana. Fire cooking on the grill in front of us. She lost her fucking mind with so much joy.
Oh,
She was just like fucking stimming, freaking out. Anyways, they were so fast, it only took an hour. She sat through the meal and fucking loved it. I did bring her
Yay.
own lunchbox in, and I was like, I'm so sorry, but I'm gonna feed her. And they were like, we get it. We totally
Oh,
get it. So I
cool.
brought her own lunchbox in and just like fed her meal. But she was so pumped. And so we all, for the first time, got to celebrate. Last year we did the same thing for Miles's birthday, but we got a babysitter for her.
Yeah,
Victoria
yeah.
Destiny watched her.
Love them.
And so we did dinner for Miles's birthday as an entire family of fucking
That's
5.
huge.
And so that's my weird win. We did a family dinner.
Well, hang on, but that's a big win. Can I
is,
give
but-
you your actual weird win?
Huh.
It's like one of the semi-fancier restaurants in town, and Ellie rocked her Pikachu onesie. That's the weird win.
She actually wardrobe changed
Did she?
multiple times because she was she got wet.
Oh.
Also weird when we got out of the car in the rain at the restaurant and didn't
Yeah.
change
Yeah,
during the getting out of the
Yeah.
car
Yeah.
situation. So
love it. Well, anyway, I saw a
But
photo
I just thought
of
it
the
was a
Pikachu
weird-
onesie, and I was like, yes, Ellie.
I just thought it was a weird win because most people can go
Oh, totally.
sit out at a restaurant
Yeah.
normally and not think twice. And
Right.
you know, she's fucking 7, so she should be able to sit in a restaurant. But we
Well, I mean,
But we don't.
in a typically developing world.
So weird
but-
win is that we
Yeah,
did a
good
family dinner at a
good
restaurant
one.
that she's not used to. So
that's a good one. I guess my weird win would be connecting with Harvey enough to help him stay regulated.
love
this
that.
morning.
all about the repair,
You,
the genuine repair.
yeah, you helped me reframe that one.
Not feeling alone is
Thank you.
huge. That's what we do every Tuesday.
right.
Not feeling alone.
Right.
So
I'm so grateful for this too. I really needed this today.
I know. I didn't think I was going to get so emotional, but here I am.
I'm grateful to be back in the land of the feeling too.
I know. My goal is to make you cry. So
you made me cry today.
I saw your little eyes watering and then I lost it. Then I overflowed.
So, like I've mentioned last night, I was feeling all reflective.
Morgan wrote this, you guys. I don't know if anyone's noticed, but Morgan took lead this episode.
I did.
And I loved it.
Look at that.
But Morgan was very passionate about this. And this wasn't what we had planned for today. And so I just really want to point that out is that we really do episodes based on how we're feeling. It's a really big deal for us. And we had something really big planned for today. And we emotionally just couldn't do it. So I think that's also really important to note that we do this by feeling, basically. And
should we mention what it was?
Yes.
We were going to interview our new friend, Katie, from Healing with Grit and Grace today.
She's, I think, phenomenal advocate. You can find her on TikTok, Instagram, Healing with Grit and Grace.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
We were going to interview via Zoom. And so we touched bases with her yesterday and she's like, we've got snowed in, we've got no power, but I think we can do it. And I was like, Sadie,
pass.
We've got to reschedule. Like I wasn't in the right mind space and
that's okay.
Right. And it's a really, really important episode for us. So we want to give her everything we have. And
that is not today.
That's not today. But also that's coming up. So please make sure you tune in.
Was it the 17th? I think March 17th will be the drop of that episode.
If all goes to plan. Because it was supposed to be the 1st.
It was supposed to be the 3rd. I know.
That would make more sense via math.
I've got the dates. It's only because I'm the one that does the socials, so I know what date my stuff was.
Your logistics.
For.
Yep. So anyway, late last night, I wrote this up and it just feels like a good closer. I was feeling inspired by Sadie's what would you call it? Essay, I guess?
I guess.
Yeah. Okay,
go for it.
If I break, the machine stops. And so I don't. I postpone and tell myself I'll deal with it later. Later when things calm down. Later when it's not so hard. Later when I'm not so tired. But later never comes. My body feels like it's bracing for impact all the time. Jaw tight, shoulders up, heart racing over nothing and everything all at the same time. Regulating nervous systems when my own is on fire. I'm always scanning, always anticipating the next meltdown, the next call from school, the next thing that will require more of me than I have left. Being the strong one when it's simply the only option is lonely. People tell you how amazing you are, how they don't know how you do it, and you smile, because what are you supposed to say? I don't know how I'm doing it either. I'm terrified all the time. I'm carrying a lifetime of future fear in my chest. I'm scared I won't be enough. I'm scared I am not enough. There's no space for that in casual conversation, so you become the shock absorber. You take the hit, you steady the room, you regulate everyone else. And somewhere along the way, you forget what it feels like to be soft. You forget what it feels like to be taken care of. For a moment, you fantasize about crumbling to the floor, only to remember you're simply too tired to put all the pieces back together by yourself. So you don't. You forget that strength was supposed to be a season, not a permanent identity. And if you're listening to this and you feel that tightness in your chest, that quiet recognition, I need you to know something. You are not weak for feeling the weight, for being exhausted in a way sleep doesn't fix. You are not ungrateful. You are human. You are enough. The fierce love you carry in your heart will carry you through all your tomorrows, just like it has your yesterdays. So, there. What about that? I cried and I made you cry.
I love you. That was stupid. That was real dumb. It's the worst thing you've ever said.
So anyway,
Ugh.
if you can relate to any of this, you're not alone.
I need tissues.
Oh, see, I only cry when I don't get the tissues out.
That was really good. Stupid, but I liked it.
Anyway, I love you. And
I love you.
Cheers to another Tuesday therapy session.
Cheers to another Tuesday therapy session.
And thanks for tuning in. Seriously, thanks for giving us this space.
Thank you guys so much. This space is, I'm so incredibly grateful for it.
Same.
We're creating it for everybody, but we really created it for ourselves.
Yeah.
So thanks for letting us be selfish.
Yes. And listening to us.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Cheers. That was stupid, Morgan. That was real stupid.